I brought a little letter. The neighbors signed it, whatever, stating that they noticed that since I've been here in Mississippi, I haven't had any of my solid waste picked up. Since I've been here, I've been trying to get off of service, but y'all have an opt out for people who recycle. I take all my metal cans and stuff like that to, Newton or Philadelphia, recycle it, get some money for it. My paper, cardboard, I mix it up with my manure, raised sheet. And plastic, some of the plastic I use for planting seeds and stuff, starting seeds, bushes, things like that. And a lot of it I take back to Tennessee. About once every 3 or 4 months, I'll go to Tennessee, visit the family, and I'll bring my trash and recyclables with me, and I'll go ahead and dump it up there, recycle what I got left over, which usually isn't a lot. I try to buy the same type of mason jar size lids so I can use lids to can and all that stuff for whenever I do some canning and all that. But yeah, since I've been here, I haven't actually used the service once. Never put any trash cans out for trash to be picked up or anything like that.
So what are you asking?
Well, first I was asked to have my bill expunged or whatever, because I haven't actually used the service, and I was going to ask if you could, if you haven't already. I know that in Mississippi Environmental Services, they have grants for counties. You have to apply for one of those maybe, and start something, something feasible, something that might make money for the county. At the same time, something that actually help with recycling. I know y'all's solid waste is actually going to another county, so I'm not sure exactly what y'all can do, as far as that goes. Because right now I know y'all don't do any recycling service. I know the landfill, according to Mr. Loper, he told me that they actually do recycle some of the metal they get, but other than that, they don't do any other recycling. Relatives, a lot of times I'll take my 4-wheeler with me in my cargo trailer, and I'll just take my recyclables. I've got like 10 of those storage bins, on wheels, to put trash in, and I'll take the ones that have plastic or glass or whatever, put them in the trailer and bring them with me.
So you want us to pay the bill?
No, I mean, you guys basically are, what I've been told is you guys are over it. And I just wanted to have it expunged because I've never actually used the service. I've tried to get off of it. As soon as I got on it, I decided I didn't want to use it. And then I've tried to get off of it. I've been here about 2.5 years ago and talked to the guys and ladies that were over it then. And they told me to talk to Environmental Services in Mississippi. And they told me some stuff that I don't think was true about how you guys are supposed to do something so people can opt out. But I'm not sure if she was being honest with me or not. It was the lady over at the time. There's another lady over it now who I talked to, and she hasn't gotten back with me yet. She's supposed to call me back to let me know. But yeah, basically, I wanted to see if you guys, if you haven't already gotten a grant or applied for one, you could, try to get the ball rolling on some sort of recycling thing. And also to get this bill expunged. I've never actually used the service.
I'm not exactly sure legally what we can do as far as.
Yeah, I think the big problem we have here at the board is, if we allow this to happen, if I wanna burn my garbage in the backyard and not pay the bill, I'm not putting any, and we hear this, sir, we hear this all the time. that I can burn my garbage in the backyard, or I've got a big hole that needs filling up anyway, I just throw my garbage in that back hole back there. And of course, we don't want people doing that, and that's from the EPA standpoint, you know, technically that's not legal either. But if we let people go that route, then basically nobody's gonna wanna pay a bill and nobody, you know.
Well, there's three ways in which you can opt out of the garbage fee. One's if no solid waste is ever generated at that location, so that's basically a vacant property. Two, if you contract for the disposal of solid waste generated at that location, such as a, you know, garbage bin or something like that.
Or get Waste Management to bring you a dumpster.
Right.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Or if you apply and obtain a disposal permit from DEQ.
Yeah, I know all that. I know that. I also know that, I talked to, what's his name? Kelly downstairs. He said if your electric bill isn't all that high from that residence, he could take it and sponge it off, because he would see that as proof that you're not actually living there and all that. So if he's able to sponge the bill, I don't know why you guys wouldn't be able to. I mean, you're over it. So,
There's a little bit difference in nobody living there and somebody living there, if I understand what you're saying.
yeah.
In other words, if somebody has died at that location and there's still power on at the location, there's still a garbage fee being assessed to that location. And a year later, somebody's gonna find out, some family member's gonna find out there's a bill due on that location. So I think what Mr. Kelly's saying, they can bring in a power bill to show that there's no power being used, and that allows him then to take off the garbage fee. Am I correct in what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I mean, if he's able to do it that way, that avenue, I mean, I don't see why I couldn't do it through this avenue. I mean, if he's able to do it.
But you're living at that residence.
Yeah, but I'm not actually using the service. Like I said, my neighbor's sign off on it right here. I got
But you're generating garbage and you may be disposing of it in a great way, you know.
Yeah,
But what did that say, Jason? DEQ has to approve?
Yeah, they gotta give them a permit.
So,
Yeah, to do what you do.
so if you can get a permit from DEQ and come back and tell us and show us that, then I think we're talking a different thing.
Right.
who is DEQ?
Department of Environmental Quality.
They never mentioned that to me. They never mentioned that to me. I've talked to them. They never mentioned that to me. Nothing about permit. Are you saying, is he saying permit?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
They never mentioned that to me. I've talked to them, and I've talked to both the lady 2.5 years ago that was in office, and now it's another lady in office. Neither one of them mentioned that to me, and I've asked them in detail about what I could do. There is no avenue for me to do anything, honestly. When I come here to see you guys 2.5 years ago, which I understand not all of you were here, you probably were. And I was dressed in a suit and everything. This time I didn't even bother, because I'm like, I don't think you guys want to do a darn thing for me. And
No, sir, I don't think it's that. I just think we've got to have a leg to stand on. As I said, if we allow you to opt out of garbage pickup, then there's a lot of other people gonna walk in here and tell us that we are disposing of our stuff in different ways that may or may not be true or legal. And we just can't allow somebody just to automatically opt out without following the proper procedures, and the DEQ permit is what our board attorney is saying.
alright,
That may not be right, I don't know.
well, I got a petition up already, and I'm working on a new one, a few others. And basically, I mean, Title Code 17, it goes over stuff that's about the amendments and, constitutional amendments, but they just basically put it in there, but they ignore it. I mean, it's constitutional right. It says there right there in Title 17 that a person is supposed to be able to do what they want with their own property, and,
It's property, not your trash.
Yeah.
solid waste is private property. My solid waste is my private property. Information on my letters, destroy it or take it somewhere to have it recycled. It's mine. It's a right as a citizen of America. It's a constitutional thing. It's basically House of Representatives, by making this law, it's breaking the Constitution. At least three of them: the First Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, and the 17th Amendment. Or is it 11th? Or it might be 14th. Anyway. I got 2 petitions here. These are just rough drafts. I got another one at home. It's like 3 or 4 pages. They didn't bother to bring yet. And then I've got one already online.
Well, I don't know about the other guys, but me myself, I don't wanna pay a garbage fee bill either. But I mean, that's what's,
Well,
I can take my garbage, if I can take my garbage, like you say, and put it in a hole in my backyard. We got garbage, we got a man on the garbage truck, pays a garbage fee to pick up his own garbage.
Let's see, I'm from Tennessee, like I said, and we got convenience centers. We don't have, and if you're in the county, you have convenience centers and you just take your trash or recyclables there, and then you can separate your glass, your clear glass, your brown glass, your green glass, your plastic, cardboard, you know, and your metal. Of course, I never take my metal there because I can get paid for it somewhere else, but they don't pay for your metal, you know. But I know I'm not in Tennessee anymore, and it's become very apparent to me since I moved here, you know, that you guys don't recycle and all that stuff.
We checked into it a few years ago, and the companies basically told us that we would lose money on it. It wouldn't be
Yeah,
cost
that's
effective.
true. That's true. But a lot of times that's true. But Winston County, I tell you, they've been doing it for a long time, since I was a teenager, and they're now making 10 to 14,000 rebate every month. I talked to the contractor they use, and that's what he told me straight from his mouth. They make at least 10 to 14,000 every month. I know that's not a lot, but at least they're not paying another county to take their solid waste. You know, they're getting something back out of it, you know, and it's plus all that recyclable product is actually being recycled. It's not just being buried in the ground.
We had 2 different companies tell us just to forget about it.
Yeah. There's a lot of them out there that don't end up doing anything with it, and there's some that do. I believe Lauderdale is one that's actually doing. I'm not sure if they're making any rebates on it, but I know that but at least that's what the environmental lady told me. And I didn't bring all my stuff. I got notes and stuff, but a lot of it's in my phone. But
It looks like though from legal counsel, the simplest way, if you could just contact DEQ, they may give you that permit, and if you could provide that permit to us, it would be
who even brought up the permit?
it's in your paper, it's in some of your paperwork there, and it's what he looked up.
Yeah, it's
That's
in
the-
one
that's the
of the
three
3 rules that you have to go by to opt out. You got 3 rules.
Well, nobody's ever told me that. I've been asking about it for 3 years now. And I've talked to the lady up there. I turned my phone off because I figured y'all didn't want us to use our phones over in here.
Yeah, I think we probably need to move on at this point. If you could find out from DEQ.
Oh, I already know. I've already talked to the woman. I've got her name and my phone, her number, my phone.
I thought you said you thought they would give me some bad information.
No, I said over the last 3 years, doing this, trying to get opt out of the solid waste service. I've been given some bad news. I come here and you guys told me the same thing you told me today, to get in touch with the Department of Environmental, but they told me that you guys are supposed to handle it. That's what she told me.
We don't give DEQ permits, I can tell you that for a fact.
We not allowed.
We got permits from DEQ.
DEQ tells us what to do.
She never mentioned it to me, anything about a permit. Believe me, if I knew I could get a permit, I would have done it.
I think that's where we want to start.
I think if you check with them, you're probably gonna get you some answers. And you may be able to get you a permit, and you could come back and revisit us again. You could provide us that information that would give us a legal leg to stand on. So you're gonna check into that for us and for yourself, then you can get back with us.
Alright. I guess that's, if y'all not gonna do anything, I guess that's all I can do, otherwise maybe buy residents in Tennessee again and just use that to get my tags.
All right, appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
All right, Mr. Logan, you ready?
I am.